die if I don't drink soon.
Hey, we're back, and I just remembered to turn on the mic. There we go. Good to see you, Roller. We are getting ready to head out into the cold. Let's see, we've got some extra gear here to tear up while we wait. Okay, so better press on here with this run. It's for a little bit longer. Okay, a little bit better. Where's all our weight carried right now? We haven't finished reading this one. Can drop this one. Okay, it's not great, not terrible. How much firewood do we have? Sticks. I need a little bit more.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay, I think I'm gonna check these trailers out, and then we're gonna go and try our luck at the cave. Oops, that's not what I want. Actually, I only got tons of matches. We use these. Right, because we still have, yeah, over 100 matches.
This will come in handy. This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay. Where is Mr. Bear? Okay, maybe we'll go drop off our stuff at the Riken. I think we'll go drop off our stuff at the Riken, then come back and get the bedroll. Or not. The bear's over there. Okay. Let's not run into the bear. Figures. Go away. Go away. Yeah. Like, I was going to go to the Riken, but the bear's over there, so that just seems like a bad idea. Next problem is really, do we think we can make it to Scruffy's cave and back before nightfall? It's hard to say.
I think I can use this. That didn't work. Come on, little fire. Come on. Oh, I'm starving.
Yeah, I still worry we're going to run into the bear on the way back. So I think our next run, we're going to install the mods that, or the mod that expands the regions, adds more regions past this bridge, and go and explore them. That might be one option, do something different. I haven't done any mods so far, so. No. They're carefully built regions. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos of them. They look pretty cool. They look like they fit right in, honestly. Okay, let's see. First of all, this scruffy home.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I think he's home. Yeah, he's definitely home.
Come on, little fire.
What do you mean we need tinder? What do we have?
I could eat a horse.
How do we misjudge that? That was terrible.
Come on, little fire. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, come on, bedroll. Please be bedroll. And survey says nothing. Wow, not even food this time. That sucks. Where are you, bedroll? Not here. Wow, that kind of sucks.
heavy to carry.
Much as like this sit and eat in front of him, we don't have a bedroll, so can't really afford it. Oh yeah, that was crappy. No bedroll. Where's our bedroll? Is it in the lighthouse? I'm really disappointed. I really thought we'd had a chance at a bedroll this time. So where's our bedroll?
I can barely walk with this much gear. Where can I find something to eat?
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. He's tired. It's late. He needs to rest up here.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I mean, in the meantime, we could just get some scrap together for the trip. See what she's got to eat right now. Oh, we should have cooked these. Guess we will use her. Okay, let's drop these guys. Okay. Okay, we need more kindling. Okay. Oh, so I've been trying to think what to do this weekend. This long weekend is also my birthday. But me being terrible at planning events, I only have one lunch thing that I'm doing on Friday. Um, and it's just like I feel like everyone else that I know from school has just finished and is on their way home or traveling or doing something else right now. And it's a holiday weekend, so most people are traveling anyways. Yeah. No, so probably what I'll do is I think I have Friday, I have D&D, and I have a lunch thing. Saturday, I don't know yet. I'm not certain if I'll like just make something for myself to do or if I will throw in an extra stream, um, like start an early stream. Don't know yet. Sunday, I have some stuff to do first thing in the morning. But other than that, it's pretty open. I'll talk to family members, I think. I might just like leave an open Zoom window or an open like a Zoom room or a Discord chat open. Hey, thank you to Opossum. Yeah. And honestly, the older I get, the less I know what to do with my birthday. My roommate has an exam immediately after the weekend, like on the Tuesday, so is going to be locked down in study mode. Oh yeah, that really sucks. It really does suck. Okay. Let's see what else we can do here. This needs repair.
I could eat a horse.
Okay. Back to 14. See if we can grab a little bit more.
Oh, I'm starving.
Okay.
If I can drop any of this gear.
Gusty, isn't it? Secret room. Are they ever going to patch this, or are they going to leave this? I mean, everyone knows about this, I feel like. Another set of jeans.
Damn it. And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Nope. We need to go to the forge. The weather's not cooperating. Okay.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Yeah, we haven't done the forge and we haven't done the lighthouse yet. So. I was really hoping for the bedroll here, but I don't think we're going to get a bedroll. Yeah, next to the forge. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Thank you.
It was in another red toolbox. It was in one of the big ones in the coastal highway.
Perfect.
That's wild.
I'll take it.
Okay. We're gonna first do our explore, so we're gonna drop our Drop our 8. Another pry bar. How many pry bars do we need? A matryoshka nesting toolboxes. Okay, we're about to spend a lot of time indoors, so we're going to spend a little time outdoors cooking up some food in advance.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. I'd eat snow if the hypothermia wouldn't kill me.
I think we need the water. Okay, what are we at now? We have 15 pieces of scrap. Stellar interface, space shooter, one specific boss becomes a large doll. Yeah. I went through my players against a monster that did that. It was super annoying. It's super annoying until you realize you can use an area effect to wipe out all the smaller, weaker things once it breaks up small enough.
The sun is setting.
13 minutes.
sure I can carry much more.
Well, actually, we didn't need to come down. I want to stay upstairs in the bed.
I could eat anything right now.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oops. Don't want to start the match yet. We want to break down stuff first.
I gotta eat soon.
15.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry. Come on, little fire. Come on.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Wait for the forge to catch up. Okay, this is the big one. We're going to do the hatchet, I think.
Man, all I can think about is food.
Okay, so that's going to leave us with 12 pieces. It's going to leave us 9.
I never thought I'd be dying from starving.
Hey, Nemesis, how you going? How are you doing? How are you going? How are you doing? We are just in the middle of our forge here. Did a hatchet already. We're going to do our knife. That's what I was afraid of. Cabin fever risk. What are we going to do about that? Oh, I had that happen the other day. Well, actually, no, I had the opposite happen the other night. I went to sleep and I woke up like an hour later, but it felt like I had slept for 4 hours. And then I looked at the time and it's like, what? Very weird. Okay, so we now have our hatchet and we have our knife. So what's left then is for us to do more arrowheads. We got 2, 4. It's true. We could do that. What are we doing for water? 5. Let's eat this before it goes bad. Okay. Anyways, good to see you. Imitable chimp.
All I can think about is food.
Actually, let's go ahead and cook our porridge while we can. Cabin fever risks really fast.
I need something to eat.
I think we have to go to the church.
I think I need to lie down.
We probably do, Astrid, but not here.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay. What do we have? No bear. Okay, let's go. Okay, it's still pretty early in the day. Go check out the truck. Not like I expect to find anything there, but I honestly have no idea where I'm going to find a bedroll in this region. We struck out in all the usual places, so... Your day is almost over. Today, my workday was over by about 12:30. It's half hours or half schedule. So I don't get to work full time. I only get to work 12 and a half to 15 hours a week. So, but it's not too bad. Uh-oh.
I hate being cold because I really do.
$95.
I've never felt so cold.
Oh, the moose is up. Oh, we should have left the hammer behind. Moose is so much work. If I'm hunting it with a bow, so many shots to take him down. Unless I'm super, super lucky. One of the funniest moose hunts I had was actually on Coastal Highway by the Quonset. Moose showed up there, and I had a bow, I had several arrows, and I thought, okay, I had about 10 arrows. In theory, I should be able to do it. And so I fired and I missed some of them. So I hit him with about 6 different arrows, and he didn't go down. I was out, but I had the materials to craft new arrows. So I actually ducked into the Quonset and crafted another 2 arrows, and then stepped out, shot him, and he died. But back then, there was always a risk if you stepped into a building that the moose would despawn or reset. So it's like, I don't know if this is going to work. But that was pretty funny. It's like, hold on a second, sir. I'm going to step into the building and make myself a couple more arrows. Then there was a time at Trappers that I lured the moose up to the Trappers cabin, and I thought I could build a fire in a particular spot so that the moose could not get past the fire and stomp me. It turns out I was wrong. It turns out the moose can go through the fire, unlike the bear. The bear doesn't always go through the fire, but the moose went through the fire, and he went and stomped me anyway. So it was like, did not work as intended.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
So I think we might do... Yeah, we're going to try something. I can't remember if this works, but we'll try it. If it works, we can beat our cabin fever while at the lighthouse. Other than the fact that we still don't have a bedroll. It's our 3rd stim. Rocking and rolling with the stims.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Another toolbox. Oh, crazy. Look at that. Well, if it wasn't so windy...
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
We had a plan. Let's see if it still works. Yeah. We're outside. We just don't have a bedroll.
Come on, little fire. Well, that didn't work. I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Yeah, we don't really have much firewood here. Figures. Wind had changed direction.
If I don't warm up soon.
Nope, not gonna work. That sucks.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Yeah, I gotta get cabin fever with style in the lighthouse. Officially in cabin fever mode.
Just need to close my eyes.
Cabinet fever? Yeah. We need to rest. Where are we gonna rest? In a blizzard. Not good.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Yeah, we just need more sticks, and the snow shelter is not going to be enough for the blizzard. It's too cold with the blizzard going. No, our best bet actually isn't the snow shelter. Our best bet is to go to the stone church. The one that's got a fire barrel in it. Yeah, the wind in Interloper is too extreme to sleep overnight in a snow shelter. We shouldn't run into anything, but I'm just gonna assume that there's a chance we might. Generally speaking, unless you've triggered the wolf or the bear, they'll both go away. They'll despawn for the blizzard. But the werewolves will stick around. 24 hours. We're gonna have to spend 24 hours somewhere.
Gotta warm up somehow.
Oh, got a break. Yeah, we got cabin fever inside the lighthouse. We got the forging done, but at what cost? At what cost? So yeah, now we have 22 arrowheads, hatchet, knife, hammer. We should probably dump the hammer somewhere. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Do I dump it, mark it on an X on the map? I'm not likely to return here, so. Okay, who's coming to visit? Yeah, that was pretty harsh. I mean, who could have known that we'd never see another maple sapling again? Let's go this way, I guess. What, on that run? Oh, on the luck of the draw run, we ended up having to wait forever to get maple saplings because we never saw them again. We saw them at the beginning of the run and never saw them again. Took so long to get a bow in that run. My workday was pretty light. We were interviewing candidates for a work-learn position, which is basically a student position that pays less than what I get paid, but still a pretty good position. And I think part of the goal is to find someone who can be trained to eventually take over my position, because once I graduate, I can hold the position for another 6 months after graduation, and then, or actually it's another 4 months, not even another 6 months. It's another term. So they can keep me until December. And then they're trying to figure out a way to keep me longer, but it would require creating a position, and someone has to have budget to do it. So I think we might just make the snow shelter. It's pretty wild just how tight the budgets are right now. And while it's possible to move money around for students, it's a lot harder to justify creating a brand new position that requires also covering benefits. But yeah, at least it's not as bad as it is in the US right now. Come on, please be a bedroll. Please have a bedroll here. I mean, it's unlikely, but one can hope. "19 hours to go." No, I'm out of water. Yeah, I also had yesterday I had my checkup with my doctor, who's currently monitoring my cholesterol and blood pressure. But he was saying once I'm done with school, I'm going to have to get myself my own primary care physician, which is a nightmare in BC because there's not enough of them. So that'll be fun because I won't be able to benefit from the student stuff. Do we just that's just decor. Okay. Stuff I can do. I can drop that. Need a few more sticks and then I can make a snow shelter. Where am I going to make the snow shelter? I'm going to try to make it on the other side of the wall.
It's getting dark out here. Time to look for shelter.
Oops. Okay, I need to get more sticks. So yeah, see if I stand right here, get all the heat. The question is, can I drop a snow shelter somewhere in here? I don't know. I haven't tried it. Not anymore. This one won't work. That sucks. This is indoors. I have one coffee. I don't have any other coffees. That's not good. Oh. 15 hours. Well, let's at least eat so we're not suffering that way. Real question is there anywhere we can build a fire or build a snow shelter? That's not great, but it's something.
I need to find food.
I think we're going to YOLO it. Do we YOLO it? No, we just sleep right early. Try to sleep for 8 hours. Look at that. We survived. Okay, we're doing much better now. Four hours left. Okay, we're pretty... Well, it looks like we're staying here for a little bit longer. 6 hours stream. No, we're not doing 6 hours stream.
Come on, little fire.
Are you thinking about what I could do to celebrate my birthday?
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't have any work at all on Monday, and I also suspect that most people are just not going to be available to do anything. So I think streaming might be the best option for Monday. I don't really like marathons, but if I have something interesting to do, I might do it. Look at my longest ones have been like 4 or 5 hours. Let's see here. Okay, so we don't need this. If I did something D&D related, I think that would make more sense. But again, it's really like who's going to be available to hang out. Yeah, it depends on when you start. Yeah. Okay. More hours. Okay. Guess what we could do is we could read. Well, we're not healthy. We can't read while we're cabin fever. That's lame. Oh dear, someone else's poem. Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
One more hour.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Cooking 3. No more cabin fever. Okay.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Annoying. Hold on a second. We get rid of this person. Who did? Bunnies. Okay. I think we're going to move back to... Next stop is actually going to go to the Katie Secluded Corner, which I don't think we visited yet. And mainly it's just there to grab a little bit of meat, but actually it's to get the gut. If we can get the guts down, then we can work on getting a bow.
I'm starving.
Okay, first we're going to check on our stuff here and see how it's doing.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Oh, we already got the gut. Okay, so all this is almost set. We're almost set here. Does that mean we already visited Katie's Secluded Corner? Or did we bring it in from the other region? We brought it in from the other region. Okay, so we can go. Oh, we got friends over here. Two of them. Go away. Go. Go. Yeah, since this is just a vanilla loping around run, we're not really bound by any rules as to when we leave, what we have to do. It's kind of nice in that respect. Whew. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a short week work-wise for me because in Canada we have Friday and Monday off. So I just have tomorrow and Thursday. And I had pretty full days yesterday and today, so the amount of work I need to put in for the rest of the week is not too much.
Die if I don't get some food soon.
Yeah, we're working on that Astrid.
This stuff will come in handy. Come on, little fire. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, meat's back on the menu, boys. That's what we got. Do we need any more water? No, we don't. He's frozen. There you go. Rip it off with our bare hands. Oops. Oh, here they come. I was just about to say, we should get a wolf any second now. Carrying meat and guts? Yeah. And there's his buddy. I'm trying to think what's left. Spooked me. It's definitely coming back though. Got a little trigger happy there. That's why I have a spare stone, just in case I accidentally throw one at him. Looks like we're sleeping up in the snow at the stone chapel again.
It's getting too heavy to carry.
Okay, we are almost at the end of our time for tonight. These are almost cured. These are almost cured. Let's go grab some more coal. See if there's anything else in here. I think there are a few pieces we missed, so... Oh, maybe it reset already. Okay, let's see what we got here.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Let's take a peek and see where the bear is. Oh, I see the bear. Okay, we're not doing any exploration on that side. I think we go back to Hibernia to sleep, and we wrap up there. It is disappointing. We did not find a bedroll anywhere. Oh, so much work. Well, at least we got the forge done. The next stream we can take the materials into the transition mine, the connector mine. Takes us back to whatchamacallit, Crumbling Highway. And that section of mine has a crafting table in it, so we'll be able to make our bow and arrows well in Crumbling Highway. Yeah, we forgot to cook that. I forgot we got the meat on us still. I'm gonna be extra well fit. Well, I guess what we could do with that is we can use that time to finish. I'll try to get some of this done. 2 hours left. Okay. Archery 2. Okay, I think we're done for tonight. How far did we get? We made it to day 12. So we've made it to day 12. So added another 5 days to run. Okay.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's read something. We had a request for me to read someone else's work. Poem from a friend. Looking through what I brought with me to see. I have a good option here. Let's see. Thinking of reading something from my friend Cecilia Wallach, who is a poet that I knew in Los Angeles. Who's a little bit older than me, but good example of just really hardworking poet. She tried her hand teaching at university, but discovered that she really preferred teaching outside the university setting, which I don't blame her. I kind of arrived at the same conclusion. And so, what would be good here? Something not too long. Okay, I think okay, this is from Cecilia Wallach from her book Late, published by Boa Editions in 2003. I was actually at the book launch for this. That's how old I am. I remember when she was reading, it was Barnes and Nobles, and she was reading at the bookshop, in the bookstore. Where was it? Santa Monica? I think it was in Santa Monica, or it was in. Yeah, I think it was Santa Monica. Afterworld. begins with a excerpt from a poem by Mary Oliver. So a few lines from Mary Oliver. And as for eternity, what's that but the collation of all the hours we have known of sweetness and urgency? Afterworld. Where the world ends in moonlight and falling stars, I have tried to call you back from the dead. Where the white cliffs drop off into clouds, and beneath them the green over the green of your grave, I have wished for a word, some sign, one glimpse of your face in the dream of grief. Where the black of the sky gives way to the nothing of night, just your hand on my hair. I've begged for the mercy of touch, but the gods don't hear. There are no gods. Your ghost in the silence of trees will not weep, though I know you would take my hand. At the end of the world, you would stand beside me saying, "This is my daughter, still," and I would not be afraid to be stepping from that edge into the wind. Okay, so that was Afterworld. Cecilia Wallach. So yeah, I remember that was our first meeting, and I was really struck by the poems. I also remember that she was not happy. She pulled out, she had just gotten the box of books at the bookstore. Or it had just arrived in the mail that day. So she was opening up her box of books for the reading, and she pulls out the book and she says, "It's so orange. This is too orange. This is more orange than I wanted." So she was not real happy with the color. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a fantastic book. And yeah, I do remember that reading. And, it was interesting. Years later, we kept crossing paths over and over again. And later, when I was at USC doing my PhD, she got hired as a sessional lecturer or contingent faculty person. So she taught mostly undergraduates, and her office was across from where the graduate student office was, or the graduate student lounge, so for the English PhDs. And so we would frequently cross paths there, and I would drop in and chat. She was a regular in the Los Angeles poetry scene, so I would see her at events, and so it was good to have a familiar face in the faculty that I knew from outside the university setting. Yeah, I mean, to this day, I think she's a great model for how to balance that life of being a creative writer, of being an educator, and someone who is engaged with the world and traveling the world. I kind of envy how she is able to straddle, her time in the States and her time in Europe. But yeah, a great poet. Okay, and I guess we can read one poem of mine as well. So let's see what we get here. Lately I've been kind of picky and not really trusting my random poem generator. Okay, it's been a while. We'll read Objects. This is from Babbage's Dream. Oops. Wrong one. No, this is from Babbage's Dream, my second book of poetry. We're going to read a poem called Object, which takes its inspiration from object-oriented programming. And, yeah. Which is a approach to programming that works basically, here's the definition. An object is an instance created from a class definition that contains attributes, methods, as well as instructions for its initialization and destruction. So, like, in some sense, an object is the instance of a class. A class is a definition of, like, it's a definition of something, of an object that contains attributes or variables, information about itself, as well as methods, things that it is able to, you can call its methods to perform actions on itself or to interact with other objects or other things. And then it always has a constructor and a destructor. So when you call it into existence, it has some guidance as to what it does to build itself. And then when it destroys itself, if you delete the object, it has instructions on how to release the memory and, complete a set of tasks so that it's not being a bother, right, to the rest of the system. As well as communicating back to other parts of the system that it's plugged into. Object. We are, after all, obsessed with structure, with the simple refusal of chaos, the rise of a universe ordered by one's own hand. We know the secret, that everything descends from something else, evolving one method at a time, holding within itself a little dream, a little script of what is to be said and done at the beginning and at the end. Buried in our hearts a mechanic's delight in fitting things together, the elegant marriage of form to function. Here we write and inscribe our will into a reasonable architecture made intelligent by craft. How it hums, this thoughtful world of intersecting lines, an elaborate web, the scarce-heard symphony of crystalline spheres, whatever speaks to the perfection of an idea, and how it resonates across a page of memory. Like all imaginary kingdoms, it will fall. Someone always arrives, descending from the floors above, clipboard in hand, to ravage it, to unravel what we have spent weeks weaving together, and we will sit wordless in our cells without a thing to say in response, bare, undone, our hands opening and closing in fists, while their lips move and their voices drone like locusts wheeling overhead, like the sound of calamity and ruin, like barbarians calling at our gates. So this is kind of dramatic, but the inspiration for this, in addition to referencing object-oriented programming, so like imagine we had let's see, what's a good example? So let's say we had a book object that you could pass information in. When you created the book, you said, I'm going to create a new book, and you're going to pass it in the name or the title of the book. Maybe you pass in information like the title of the book and the author of the book. So in the constructor, it would take, those parameters that have been passed in, the title and the author, and then it will create the new object, new book object, and it would assign the title is equal to the title that was passed in, the author is equal to the author that's passed in. And so that's how it gets constructed. It will do some initial definitions. Maybe it does something like, you call it book and you pass in a file name. And so the file name, when in the constructor, might say, okay, now load the file name, and it will read the information through the load function, and it will parse all the information, make all the assignments, and then be completed. So in the constructor, it does all the work of setting things up. And we don't use destructors as much. Most languages these days, kind of handle the destruction on their own. But in C++ and some older languages, you did have to handle the destructor. So you'd have to define, okay, if we're deleting this object, when it gets notified that it's going to be deleted, it needs to look and see what arrays or pointers it has, like these memory allotments that it's already like assigned itself, and it has to delete these first. So it releases the memory, instead of holding on to memory, it releases memory, and it, undoes certain things so that when the object is destroyed, it does its garbage cleanup on its own on the way out. So yeah. So the ending of this poem is actually inspired by so two of the guys I worked with when I was in the games industry as a programmer, Matthew, and so Matt and why am I blanking out on his name? It wasn't Steve. Steve was the other programmer. It was Matt and wow, been too long. Matt was kind of the one that really inspired this stuff. Matt and my other programmer friend were both extreme OCD, but Matt was especially OCD, and clinically OCD. And one of the ways that manifested was his obsession with creating perfectly designed object-oriented structures. And so he wrote his code in such a way that it would be really elegant and very, very smartly designed. The problem was that at some point later in the project, someone from above us, literally on the floors above us, the executive producers would come down and say, oh, we've been looking at the project so far. We think that you should change the following things. And so they would kind of dictate to us like these changes that had to happen. And the changes invariably like hit right at the heart of the implementation. It would require him to like either betray the initial concept or introduce like elements that ran against best practices for object-oriented programming. And so it was just heartbreaking for him. It's like, I've made this really beautiful design, and then they just kind of trample over it. And there's no time to like restructure the whole thing. So it's got to be done. And it was just heartbreaking all the time. So they were like barbarians at the gate, whenever they showed up. It was like, oh no, they're going to ask for something, and we're going to have to break it in order to make it work. It was like, and Matt's not going to be happy. Okay, so that's us. Okay, let's go find someone to raid. Oh, Deadpool's up. Games and Cookies is up. We've been visiting Games and Cookies a lot. I don't know. What do we feel like? Any votes here? Are you going to leave me to my own devices here? Okay, let's we'll go support. Games and Cookies. Okay, let's get this started. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me. I will be back again on Thursday night. So we're going to be back Thursday night. Till then, take care, be good, and we'll see you again soon.